Okay, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to our video. Today's video, we are here for Bakemonogatari. Wow, I already completely fucked it up. We're here for Kizumonogatari Part 1. This one is called Tekketsu, I believe? Something like that. Let me check. I was skimming through, yeah, Tekketsu. I was skimming through because I was looking at the dates these things released, and the Kizumonogatari movies came out 6 years after the release of Bakemonogatari, with many bits and pieces of the series in between. Like Nisei Monogatari was released in 2012, Neko Monogatari Black, which I'll put the schedule up on screen again, or the order that I'm watching up on screen again. But this, there was a good bit of pieces of Monogatari. Oh my god, my light. This fucking light has been dying on me. There's been a lot of there's been several pieces of the series that have been dropped before the Kizumonogatari movies came out. But I am super hyped for these. The last one is rated insanely well, so I'm very excited to get to these. Honestly, I thought they were going to be longer. This one is only an hour and 3 minutes long. I cannot lie, I thought they were going to be longer. I think it says, yeah, an hour and 4 minutes on any list. I thought they're going to be longer, but it should be interesting nonetheless. This is going to be a long reaction. I'm guessing probably around 2 hours. So let's strap in. We are finally going to see what happened to ARARAGI the very first week, that spring break week, the first time he encountered an oddity, and it just so unluckily happened to be the one of the strongest oddities out there, a vampire. So because Shinobu, even in her like weakened state, is still insanely strong enough to take down one of the strongest cat oddities that there is in Black Hanakawa that we had dubbed her. So this is gonna be crazy. I'm very pumped for these movies, and yeah, I don't really know what to say going in. I know Hanakawa is gonna be involved in this arc because, you know, his debt to her comes from this arc in question and where he meets her and things like that. And episode 1 of Bakemonogatari started with Hanakawa, if I'm not mistaken. Araragi and Hanakawa were on two opposite sides of the street, and then it's that scene where her skirt flies up and the panties and all the above. I'm pretty sure that was the very first scene of Bakemonogatari. And then you also had, you know, all the flashes and everything of what happens during Kizumonogatari in the first like minute and a half of the first episode of Bakemonogatari. So I'm super excited to hop into this. I'm super excited to see where this movie is going to take us. I'm assuming we are going to pick up from that beginning bit of Bakemonogatari episode 1. I don't know if this is when the new director has taken over. I forget when people said the new director takes over, the one that also works on Call of the Night, because the director, it was a different director for the beginning of the Monogatari series, so I'm not quite sure. But alas, let's hop into this. Per usual, feel free to check out the Patreon and Discord. Links are in the description below. As far as the Discord goes, we talk about current anime, past anime, current manga, past manga, and have non-anime conversations as well. And as far as the Patreon goes, you get exclusives and uncuts to my reactions. So feel free to check out either of those of your own will. Now, the further step straight into Kizumonogatari, Part 1, Tekketsu. I am also using MPV now, so bear with me while I learn how to use this a bit. I've kind of already figured it out. I've got it on MTBB, which, if I'm not mistaken, I feel like some people were saying to use something else. Maybe I should ask really quickly. If I don't get a response within like 2 minutes while I'm fixing my light, I will just go with MTBB. But yeah, now I was messing around with it a little bit, so I have tweaked how to, you know, do the shift and the arrows to only move a frame forward, which is so nice, by the way. That is so goddamn nice. But yeah, anyway, I shall wait for a response. I'm going to fix my light. Okay, I have consulted people in the Discord. Apparently the Edo subs are good for Kizumonogatari, so we are going to give it a shot, and we are gonna hop into this now. Let's go. If they don't work, it was just recommended to go back to MTBB, so let's hit it. 326 to 407, so yep, this is that spring break timeline, because if I'm not mistaken, they said Golden Week is from the end of April. I think I looked it up in a reaction. Golden Week is from the end of April to May, to the beginning of May, and spring break is the end of March to the beginning of April. Oh, that's a long spring break, isn't that? Like, that's like almost 2 weeks there. Vampire. Tragedy. History. Monochrome reversal. What the fuck? Hello, wow, it's early in the morning. I can't roll my R's correctly. I'm sounding like Hachikuji out here. I bit my tongue. ARARAGI. Jesus Christ. Normally I can say his name fine, but I just woke up before I started recording this, so the vocal cords are not, the tongue's not working correctly at the moment. Whoa, what a shot. Oh my god, you are breathing heavily, brother. Yeah, the style already looks different. Am I wrong in saying that it already looks different? Noir. This fucking tree. Why does he look older? Am I going insane? Why does he look like way older? Am I going insane? Is it just maybe the art style change? My boy here looks significantly older than he did in Bakemonogatari. But the date on screen definitely shows this is Kizumonogatari. This takes place before that. What the hell? It's gotta just be an art style change, right? Hope I'm not watching things out of place here. I'm going with the watch order I was recommended, the one I put up on screen. It's got the Kizumonogatari 3 movies that I'm supposed to watch next. So we got Nisei Monogatari after this, so maybe it is just like director change and art style change makes him look older. I don't know. Animation looking clean as fuck per usual, and the directing style looking unique as fuck per usual. Like, are we in a mall right now? It looks like we're in a mall here, apparently. Whoa, intense OST here. Oh my god. Cut back to this damn tree again. I need to keep in mind that everything that occurred in Bakemonogatari has not happened yet. This is the bare bones beginning of the story. Whoa, what a cool shot there. Jesus Christ. Random jump scare. What is going on right now? He's got fangs. He's got fangs there. He does indeed have fangs right now. So this must be post-turned vampire in this beginning scene. Ooh, those fangs are rough. Is the light like fucking with him because he's a vampire? Because I mean, you know, it's the typical vampire thing is they can't go in the light, it hurts them. Which is very true. I don't think we've ever seen Shinobu outside in light once. She literally hit an Araragi's shadow. But I do think it's more like sunlight harms them. I don't think just regular lights harm them. Damn, you were sweating a bunch, brother. Oh, Jesus. It looked like we were in a mall, so you came to the roof of some building. Holy, these eye shots are so gorgeous. Oh my god. Also, I still think this goes back more than just a frame. What is the frame function? Because this goes back 1 second, which is still fine. I can work with that, but somebody was saying there's a frame by frame you can do. Maybe I'll just have the comments tell me after this and I'll just deal with it for this one. 1 second is still more than enough. Because before it was 3 seconds, which is a little tedious. Whoa. God damn, dude, the animation looks so pretty. Crows are not a great sign. Okay, see, this looks more like younger Araragi. Some of the shots there in the beginning made him look significantly older than what I was used to, you know, in Bakemonogatari. I would say he still looks a little older here, but this, you know, this frame here makes him look more like his younger self. Oh my god, that's a lot of crows. Okay, even more crows. Whoa, holy fuck, this shot is gorgeous. There's that tree they kept showing, but also the entire thing is covered with crows. What a pretty shot, with Araragi standing over there. Holy shit. This was the lowest rated of all 3 movies, but it's still rated higher than Bakemonogatari. I'm so pumped, because these movies are some of the highest rated things in all of the Monogatari series, especially the last 2. So I'm fucking pumped. Oh, they're doing this thing again where they have like the helicopter, like drone shot. Though there's actually not a helicopter there, but they just play the sound. Noir. The Japanese flags here. Very pretty OST work. Holy fuck. Listen, Bakemonogatari looked good, but just in this first, like, 3 minutes of this movie already, this shit is gorgeous. Oh my god. This shit is gorgeous. Then again, it is a movie and not like an anime season, so naturally I feel like it's gonna have a little more quality to it. But holy shit, it looks so good. And yeah, I was thinking about it, with the length of this movie, I'm effectively watching 3 episodes in 1 day here. God, the crows look all staring. We've not heard a single voice line yet so far. Nobody has spoken in 3 minutes, because we've just been watching Araragi make his way through this, like, mall or fucking something. Oh god, there comes the sign. If he is a vampire, if vampires work like traditional vampires, that's gonna hurt. Back to the Japanese flag, all the crows looking up quick as hell, sudden peeking through the clouds. Oh god. Hey! Oh my god! Oh my fucking god! I feel like I'm gonna go back here. I feel like I might have seen that that clip maybe of where his like hand catches on fire. I feel like I might have seen that clip before somewhere. It looks familiar, but holy shit! What a way to start this movie. Yeah, man. We know ARARAGI has been through some shit. Like the first minute and a half little preview or you know flash of the Kizumonogatari shit they gave us in Bakemonogatari episode 1. We saw him like get his arm chopped off. There was crazy action sequences going on. We know ARARAGI has been through some shit. As he literally said to Hanekawa, or made it clear to us, the viewer, he was at his like lowest low point during this, and Hanekawa saved him and lifted him up. So I'm expecting him to go through some shit that we haven't seen. The fact that he came out on the other end okay and was able to help people and all the above with their oddity situations is already crazy, considering, oh my god, it just got set on fire. Of course, it's not like a regular fire because his clothes are just fine. It's like a vampire fire. Oh my god! This, holy fuck. I love the scene of him just like running through the crows and them all dispersing as he runs through just the crowd of crows aimlessly. Oh my god! Why was he going to the top of this like mall? Set history de vampire finia mal. Is that supposed to be? Is that supposed to be in like? Is that French or Spanish? French? Let me switch to a different subtitle and see if it's the same thing. Because that might just be what it's. Yeah, that's just there. That's in the Japanese version. That's there with no subtitles. That is just the Japanese version. So that is supposed to be there like that. Switch back to Edo. Oh my god. I want to actually look up what that means. Hold on. Since it's not translated in any other version into English either, so let's put that into Google Translate here. I can maybe guess. Oh god, that means this vampire story will end badly. Oh, okay. That's not ominous at all. That's totally not horribly ominous. Oh my god. Oh my, why? Why is everything in this language? I know you're maybe not supposed to like know what it means, because if they don't even have it translated to Japanese here, it's not like the Japanese are gonna know what's being said here. It will end when everyone is unhappy. Dope. That's fucking awesome. Because this, like, normally what we would see is, like, and then again, even, like, Bakemonogatari, it had a lot of English in it, like, during some of these transitions and things like that, it would put, like, English and stuff like that pretty frequently. Oh, my God! I mean, he's lucky he has regenerative powers, but oh my god, that's gotta be insanely painful. Jesus Christ. Shinobu, you wanna help? I know that you weren't named that at this point in the story, but fucking help, please. Oh my god. What a fucking insane way to start this movie. And he just can't move out of the sun, despite there being shade around him. He's just fucking stuck there. I love the cut to the Japanese flag there, like it's the sun, you know, still peering down on him. Well, Jesus Christ. Iron-blooded arc, Tekketsu-Hen, Kizumonogatari. Okay, well, is this just credits, I'd assume? Yeah, probably just credits. I was like, why is it not translated? But it's probably just credits. Once again, because I was told the Edo might not work, I'm gonna flip through the other translations just to see if they translated this. So yeah, this is just credits. Can never be too sure. Someone also mentioned it's very fun to watch the show like once and then go back and watch the audio commentaries that come with it. That could be interesting to do, maybe. I'd do that on my own time, obviously, but that would be very interesting. I wonder, is it audio commentaries of like the people translating it? Or I'm curious what the audio commentaries are. If it's like from show makers watching over it and talking about how they made it or things like that, I'd be very curious. Swords, lots of, you know, historical looking stuff there in the intro. Hello, ARARAGI. God damn, this movie is stylistically so gorgeous. Holy shit. March 25th. Yep, this is the first scene of Bakemonogatari when he walks by Hanekawa, no? Yeah, he's in his school fit. He's in his school fit. So that beginning there was a flash forward probably towards, obviously after he's become a vampire and he's trying to like maybe reel with the situation and figure out what's going on. What a crazy way to start the movie to then send us to the beginning of Spring Break, which we saw at the beginning of Bakemonogatari. God damn. Like I said, Bakemonogatari was very pretty stylistically and everything like that, especially in the finale. That scene where they're just like on the rooftop, you know, they made it seem like they were on a rooftop when they weren't actually. They were just on like a street with you know, like the street lights going by, and you know, that scene was like so stylistically cool, and it has a bunch of other cool stylistic moments and things like that. But this movie is already just knocking it out of the park. Like this shot, just this shot alone is absolutely fucking gorgeous. Oh my god, it looks so pretty. And everything there in the beginning, yep, hello Hanekawa. Like, oh my god, this is so pretty. Sorry, you're gonna be hearing that so goddamn much. If this quality keeps up, like, holy shit, this is gorgeous. Yep, there is Hanekawa. See, the Araragi here also looks much younger. Does maybe being a vampire, like a fully fledged vampire, make him look older or something? Because he looks younger here. He does look younger here. I don't know. Maybe, like I said, it might just be a stylistic thing, and maybe the clothes he was wearing aided it, because he was wearing clothes that we don't see him in ever. Noetsu Private High School entrance. Whoa. Oh my god! Yeah, what the fuck? Oh my god. Jesus. The most intense wind of all time. My god, they focused on that shot for a while. Yeah, oh, what the hell? They went even more insane with this shot this time around. They made that gust of wind seem like a tornado was blowing through. Jesus Christ. What is this OST? What the fuck? Yeah. Yes, hello Hanekawa. I think it is also aided by the art style change, because Hanekawa looks very different as well. Everybody looks different. It's a different art style. I mean, shit, this was made 6 years after Bakemonogatari. It's naturally gonna look a little different. Hello. Oh, I might need to zoom in on the subtitles if they're gonna be this small. Are all the subtitles this small? This is the first dialogue we've gotten in 8 minutes, by the way. I want to let it play out, but I am gonna have to go fix the subtitle box for the YouTube version. Gonna have to adjust that bad boy here. Okay, that might work. It makes the subtitles are literally like tiny on my screen as well. I mean, they're visible, you know what I mean? Like, they're much smaller than most subtitles, which is fine. Yeah, you just completely turned away. You're not really fooling anybody with that one. Jesus! Oh, the car was watching? Is that supposed to imply the car was watching her? Oh, Jesus. Look at her looking all awkwardly. They even gave her like a cat mouth now. I don't think she had that in Bakemonogatari, but they literally gave Hanekawa like a cat mouth. Oh god, things are just only slightly awkward. What is happening right now? To hide what you want to be hidden. Okay, the subtitles seem to fit. I think they look fine. Did these movies, you know, I'm curious, did these movies release in theaters? I'm actually very curious about that. Anyway, already very interesting interaction. You can tell this is the Araragi before he, like, you know, went through all that he went through, because, you know, he's very socially awkward and things like that. He was struggling to, you know, because he's, I would say, leans more towards openly pervy now. But he also just gets along with and talks to people significantly easier by the end of like Bakemonogatari and things like that. But here he's like struggling, you know, and like trying to hide from her and things like that. As a firewall? I mean, yeah, if you want. Yeah, they do give her like the cat mouth now. It's fun. I like that. But yeah, she really does look so much different in this art style. They all look so different. Like, obviously it's still them, but they look so different. It's kind of jarring. I don't mean like in a bad way necessarily, but it is like definitely jarring how different they look. Because I just finished Bakemonogatari literally 2 days ago when I'm recording this. Yeah, the speed with which he dipped. The speed. Whoa, that water looks so pretty. Oh my god. Look at how pretty that water, that just looks like real water. Looks like they just went and took a video of like a real bay here. Her running after him, Jesus Christ. Oh my god, sorry, I'm never gonna stop yapping about how gorgeous this movie is. Holy shit, this looks so pretty. I'm never gonna stop yapping about it. It's so pretty. The first time she called him Araragi-kun, in which she calls him for the rest of the series. It's got that, I wonder if the same person who worked on this worked on Oshinoko Season 2. You see, like, the strands of the hair, where it's like, how do I explain it? They're like, it's like the hair, but then there's like extra strands of hair to add like extra detail when the hair moves and things like that. The same thing is done all throughout Oshinoko Season 2, and there was a very specific person who worked on and added those details and things like that. I'm curious if that same person was a part of this as well, because it feels like a staple almost because of how, I did not mean to go back that far. Jesus Christ, all the way back to the panties. Not what I meant to do. I meant to hold shift and go back a couple frames. But like, holy fuck, it's so pretty. Like, I know, obviously, we like got a big focus on Hanekawa back, you know, for the end of Bakemonogatari. The whole last 5 episodes were focused on her. Even if, you know, episode 12 was Senjo ga Hara no Araragi, there was still an undertone focus on Hanekawa. But we now get to actually see, like, when she fell in love with Araragi and things like that. Because we kind of just pick up in Bakemonogatari and she is in love, and it's just implied, you know, through what happened during Golden Week and Spring Break, she fell in love with him. Whoa. God, dude, it's so pretty. Yeah, Hanekawa, the perfect student, is of course gonna know her classmates. So we finally written with the A from possibility, from, okay, symbol from symbol Kano, 2 of the Ra from good kid, and the G meaning tree. Interesting, she really just picked apart his name so quick there. Jumoku. So it makes up Araragi. Your given name, yes, we found out his given name is Koyomi for calendar from one of the previews where Karen and Tsukihi were talking about his name and some, like, pairing it with some awful calendar or something like that. Then, like, look at the way her, I'm sorry, this is gonna be the most tedious and annoying reaction. I'm apologizing now. I hope you guys are strapped to the fuck in. We are 10 minutes in. Look at how it's like her hair is like outlined in a gold hue. Like, oh, stylistically it's so pleasing to look at. This music, yeah, this is just part of Hanekawa's, you know, perfect student persona and things like that. Knowing all the classmates and being class rep and all the above.
Wow.
Wow, it's funny because it already kind of, my light's fucking flashing, that shit's broken, I gotta get a new one, so ignore it if it just randomly a light gets dim on the left side of my face. He already does kind of have like fangs, but of course, you know, people have like sharper teeth right there, so it is kind of innately like that, but he hasn't been afflicted yet. Before, you know, in the beginning scene we saw those teeth are really in and very sharp looking. Well, I sat down together. First trimester, finals. Got like A's. Made only 1 mistake. Wow. Oh, Jesus. My alien friend. Damn, Hanekawa! Jesus. But also my alien friend. Yeah, she questioned him having friends before she questioned him having an alien friend of all things. She questioned him having friends first. Okay. I already love it. You know, the typical Araragi retorting to something that somebody says. He does it most with Senjo ga Hara, but he does it with everybody. You're in your own little world. Oh, damn.
そんな友達がいない奴にも知られているほど
You're so
お
famous.
前はいだって
Even a loner like me knows who you are.
やめてよ。そういう冗談は。
Hmm.
ねえ、荒木くん、吸血鬼って
Do you
信じる？
believe in vampires?
吸血鬼がどうかしたのか？
ちょっとした噂になってるんだけど、今この町に
God, this scene is so pretty! Oh my god. Holy shit. I like... this OST is incredible. So far, the OST work of this movie, the intense OST from the beginning bit of Araragi, like wandering through like what looked like a mall and then burning, and then an OST earlier, and then this OST here. The OSTs have all slapped. The OST work has been incredible, and stylistically, these shots are just fucking awesome. This shot of just like us pulled back behind this like pier, that's not what that's called. Overhang, also not what that's called. It has a specific name. I can't think of it right now. It doesn't matter. With like the benches and the poles, and we're just like watching them walk by in the distance. Very like it's like in slow mo. They're walking as they talk. This is so, I don't know, man. It's so stylistically pleasing to look at. Like I said before, another big old vampire in town.
しかも信憑
Vague
性のな
and
い
baseless rumor. Ah, yeah. This rumor's true, though.
冷たい目をした吸血鬼なんだってさ。
吸血鬼だってわからないだろ？金髪だから目立ってるだけの
I am very curious if Araragi... I literally think that's just them drawn over real water, by the way. I was gonna say, I don't think that's 3D generated water. That just looks like real water. But also, I'm curious if Araragi, like, believes in oddities and things like that yet, and that's... maybe he doesn't, and that's part of why he's just shooting down this rumor and all the above. Or oddities, like, a well-known thing in this world. Like, people just know that oddities exist. And because obviously, you know, they believe in their religions and their gods and things like that, but do they believe these like oddities just naturally exist in the world and things like that, or is it kind of a thing where you're not really in the know until something happens to you? I don't think it's something we ever really talked about in Bakemonogatari, was how widespread is the knowledge of oddities? Like, how does the common person know about them, or what exactly goes on there? Because from the way it's implied, it sounds like most people don't, and you're not really, like I said, in the know until something happens to you. But we've also seen things happen to people so often, it's crazy. Like, from the activation conditions for some of these oddities are like insanely low.
影がなかった。
She had no shadow. Then it cuts to their shadows there. Very windy day.
まあ夜のことだし街灯に照らされていたと言っても
バカバカしい噂だと私も。
So yeah, they both think it's goofy.
でも私はね、吸血鬼がいるなら。
Numbers really do exist. I'd love to meet one.
人よりも上位の存在みたいな。
Yeah, your boy's about to become one. I love that they got it like they're talking like over the scene of her like happily, you know, walking over this like little pier here or whatever. I don't know why I keep calling everything a pier. Whatever.
神様じゃなくてもいいんだけど。
Doesn't have to be a god. Whoa. The random cut to her in like the rain there. What the fuck? Hello? Randomly pulled up a thing in the top left. This random scene of her with like this. Literally every scene is so stylistically gorgeous and just nice to look at. This could be a background. This could be your computer wallpaper background right here. There's already been like 10,000 different frames in this movie that could be like your computer PC background image. Like there's so many like it's just I don't even know, man. Otherwise, where's the reward?
荒木くん、意外と話しやすい。
Yep, she just ended up yapping on and on. Yeah, talking about how she might actually want a vampire to be real. How awesome it would be. Okay, damn. It's weird you have no friends when you're this easy to talk to.
友達を作ると
Oh, Jesus, he says some chuny ass answer. Some chuny ass answer.
ちょっと意味がわからない。
いや友達がいたら友達のことを気にし
Okay,
なくていい
to
から
get hurt, that'd be
自分を
hurt
傷つ
too.
け
It's like an extra burden to add on. But you get so much good from having friends as well. They become your weak points, and so what, you're trying to avoid
それ
that?
は人間としての弱体化だ
I don't think so.
友達が楽しんでいたら自分も
Yep, exactly like I just said. There's good sides to it as well. He's only looking at the negatives. If they get hurt, you'd be hurt. If they're sad, you'd be sad. And he's like, they only make you weaker. It's a weakness. And then she's like, well, you have fun fun with friends too, don't you?
友達が嬉しいと
They're
自分
happy
も
you'd
嬉し
be
いんだ
happy
から
too.
弱くなってるわけじゃないんじゃない
Agreed.
友達が楽しんでいると羨ましいし
My
友
friends have
達
fun
が
on the
嬉し
beach.
いと
Oh, Jesus Christ. Anchi moved away from him after that one. You're so petty. Yeah, we had a whole conversation about this with Senjo Gahara. Or there was that conversation about being lame. I don't remember if petty was a topic of conversation there, but...
ほっとけや
Alright, heading to school. Yeah, but look how normal the school looks here from this shot, but then you get a ton of shots in like Bakemonogatari and everything that make it look so grand and everything like that.
これから図書館に行こうと思うんだけど荒木くんも一緒に行く
なんで図書館で何
What
す
would
る
we do there? Study?
そりゃあ勉強でしょ
Yeah, not something Aranagi does super intensely at this point in the story. We know by the end of Bakemonogatari he's studying very hard to get into the same university as Senjo Gahara.
あいにく僕は宿題もない春休み
Yeah, right. I forgot it's spring break. Do they even have school over spring break? It's a break. Why is Araragi like in his school clothes? Or is this the day of spring break after school? Like school has ended and spring break has now begun. I would assume that's probably the case here. I think we went flashback to March 29th, which was the first day of spring break, if I'm not mistaken. It was something like that.
来年はもう受
Yep.
験生だよ
You know, which he's
でも
not
何も
prepping for super hard at this
僕は
point.
卒業もう何したって間に合わないよ
荒木くん持
No,
ってる
gonna get his number.
そりゃ携帯くらいは
貸して
Gimme! Oh my god, the speed! Jesus Christ!
はい返す
The speed in which she did that is crazy. The run.
私の番号とメルアド
Hanekawa Tsubasa.
残念
Now you're gonna worry about her and be sad and all the above when something happens to her. It is interesting because Araragi avoiding friends is also kind of, you know, like the reasoning he gave is within his nature because as we see in like season 1 and stuff, this dude is like one of the most altruistic people I've ever seen. So like he's not wrong in staying away from friends is like I feel like he's maybe doing it because he knows himself and when he makes friends, he knows how he's going to treat them and, you know, saving people and things like that. And that's why he tries to just disconnect himself from that. Maybe he knows himself a little too well, or maybe he doesn't. And maybe, you know, his whole outlook on friends kind of innately keeps his altruistic side hidden until he gets involved with oddities. And then, you know, when he's going around helping people, that really comes and flares up and is shown in his true character. Dude, all the OSTs have slapped. There's been so many different OSTs and we're not even 20 minutes in yet. There's just been so many different OSTs and they've all sounded so vibrant and alive and fun and fitting the scene perfectly. They've been very noticeably good, if that makes sense. Like obviously every show and series has OSTs, but these have been noticeably really good. Then around the corner she goes. Another wave goodbye.
なんだあいつ
Hanekawa adorable. You know, Hanekawa, his feelings towards Hanekawa could be very multi-layered in the way that, you know, I was thinking him saying like she saved me and all the above from like rock bottom was assuming like something happened with the vampire shit and he was like at a low point and she helped pick him back up and things like that and that's why he feels indebted to her. But it very well also could be a multi-layered thing where it's like this is the first moment that she saved him in the way that she became his friend and pulled him from, you know, how he was walking his path in life where he wasn't making friends or anything like that. She was the first one to reach out and pull him out of that, and so it could very well be a multi-layered meaning in that this is where she saves him, and then also something else to do with when after he's a vampire as well she saves him or something like that. What was that? Oh, the car, is this the car that crashed when her panties got shown? Is that where we're walking by right now? What was that little skip, Araragi? Look at him! Look at this goober talking about how friends make him weaker and everything like that, and he wants to avoid them and all of the above, being all chuny and everything. And then the second Hanakawa is like, guess you made a friend. He's like, yay! He's fucking skipping around the place, throwing his bag in the air. Oh, Araragi, you goofy goober. Yeah, the panties. I saw that in that flash there. I fucking saw that. Oh my god, now they're showing it much clearer. And the titties, Jesus Christ. I love this fit. I don't think he ever wore this throughout all of Bakemonogatari. I don't think we ever saw him wear a fit like this. It looks really clean. I love the pants and the white shirt, and the jacket he has on in the beginning looks nice too, with the little chain that he's got on, or necklace. Yeah, he is really thinking back on what he saw earlier. Oh, Jesus. What did you just go do, Araragi? What is that supposed to symbolize there that you just went and did? Oh my god. He's got his jacket on. Oh, he's going out at night. Where is he? This is also different from that place that he lives in Bakemonogatari. Like, this is definitely Araragi's room, I think. Also, it's so interesting. Look, that bed just looks real. That just literally doesn't even look like a 3D render. It just looks like a real bed. It literally just looks like a real bed. It's so interesting how they're blending like the 3D and the 2D elements to make these utterly gorgeous scenes. I can't imagine how time consuming that is, but it looks so good. It works so well. But also, as I was saying, their house, they're in like a very small like 2-story building in Bakemonogatari. Did they move after spring break or something? Or is this another one of those things where it's like just stylistically showing you something else here? Because I could pull up Bakemonogatari. I'll pull it up on VLC Media Player real quick so I don't close this one out. But I want to get a good shot of his house, and I think he sees Hachikuji. I just edited episode 5 and posted that yesterday. So let's open this with VLC Media Player real quick, and then let's go. Man, Araragi really does. Yeah, he wears this like gray jacket as his casual fit most of the time. He really does look so fucking different. It's crazy. Oh my god, just comparing the art styles, like holy shit, Araragi looks so goddamn different. Hold on, I want to get a good shot of him because he looks completely different. See if we could even get a good shot of him. Hello? I mean, this is a pretty good shot here. He looks totally different. Anyway, the reason I wanted to go here is because at the very end of this episode, Hachikuji shows up, and I believe his house, you can see his house. Yeah, this is his house. Okay, it's a lot bigger than I remembered, but this is his house here in Bakemonogatari with his family. The building that he's in here in Kizumonogatari looks completely different, is in a completely different environment. Like, they're not even comparable, which is very interesting. Anyway, I just wanted to go look at that. Because, I mean, look at the difference. That's crazy. Maybe this isn't his house or something. He just went to some building here. But that was like his bedroom he was in. It's very clearly his house. Maybe the Bakemonogatari representation of his house isn't the most accurate one. And so they did this to make a more accurate version of his house. I don't know. I have no idea. Whoa. The athleticism. What the fuck is going on with the visuals here? This looks so trippy. Is he like a train? Oh my god! Gotta get all that energy out somehow. Oh my god! The music! What just happened? Yeah, there's an Araragi shaped fucking thing in the wall. Hole in the wall! He seems to have gone to some library here. What are these books here? Exciting magazine. And he goes out the door instead of through the hole that he made. He's out at night. What on earth is going on? Oh, yep, you got her email there. Silence. Did he want to get that so he could go beat off or something? To the thought of how much. Whoa. Is it like Morse code? Yeah, that's like Morse code. I couldn't translate it or maybe not. Maybe it's just like a stylistic thing here. But you know, Morse code is usually lines and then dots and whatever. Oh boy, here we go. He was having such a good day, became friends with Hanekawa and everything, and now he went out to buy like a porn mag at night, and he's going to run into a vampire, and his world is going to change for forever. I'm excited to see him meet Oshino for the first time as well, because he's already has an established dynamic with Oshino by the time we get into Bakemonogatari. Oh my god, all of the lights went out. Oh, Jesus. Oh, that's blood. That is very much blood leading down to the subway. So I'm very curious about the timeline of events. I'm going to toss out some theories here before we actually get it, because it's stated that Araragi saved Shinobu when she was like effectively on her deathbed or something like that. I think we even saw a frame where she had no arms or legs or something. I'm curious if that happens first. He allows himself to become a vampire to save her life, allows himself to become one of her kin, and maybe that's why she makes him her kin, her follower, is because of the fact that he chose to save her. Because, you know, they made it clear vampires have two different modes of sucking blood. They can just energy drain, or they can turn you into a follower of theirs. And so I'm curious if Araragi finds her in this state of like disarray or almost death, offers to save her, and that is what starts everything. I forget how his beginning monologue went, and I don't want to go back to it at this point, but Bakemonogatari, that beginning like minute and a half segment, has a ton of text throughout it, kind of detailing things like that about the story and stuff like that. And I don't want to go back and get that now, but I'm curious. I'm trying to remember what was said during that so I could theorize about what's going to happen here and things like that. But I'm curious if maybe that happens, and so Araragi becomes a vampire, and then he gets involved in a bunch of oddity shit, and Shinobu maybe tries to help him or something. I don't know, because I also feel like I remember seeing him fight Shinobu in the little flashes we got in the first episode of Bakemonogatari. So I'm not sure. I could toss out all the theories I want, but innately I am not sure where this is going. But this is a trail of blood, and Araragi, why are you following it? You could go home, my guy. You could go home, but of course he wants to go check it out and maybe save whoever's here. This is a long trail of blood. Jesus! Starting to feel squeezy seeing all this blood. I would not be, listen, I know it's Araragi and he is the way he is. You would not catch me following this shit. How far does it go? Oh my god. The world's longest trail of blood. Obviously, it's probably like, you know, as they typically do in this series, they fantasize, that's not the word, dramatize scenes and make them more grand than they actually are. I mean, the biggest example will forever be Senjo Gahara falling down that giant spiral staircase, when in reality, she just like slipped and fell down like a two-step staircase, or a two-flight staircase, as we saw like later in that episode. Could just be an instance of that where it's not actually that far of a blood trail, but they're dramatizing it, or could genuinely just be this much blood going through this damn place. That was the first bit of CGI I think I've ever seen in Bakemonogatari right there. That's a full CGI Araragi walking down there. I don't think I've seen any CG outside of that in this entire show. And even then, it stylistically didn't take away from the scene, because the shot itself was super pretty. Once again, man, the OSTs are so good. It did that thing again, the ... line ... ... That's been showing up everywhere. Like 5 escalators. It's definitely like a dramatized version. Look at how many escalators there are, and they're all going down. But maybe that's just how Japanese subways are. They got 5 escalators down there. Whoa, this looks so dope. Oh my god. The scenes are so cool looking. What are you about to come up on, my guy? There's that thing again. Oh god, it bled into red that time. Whoa, slipping and sliding. Holy shit, that is her. Oh my god, he's like hyperventilating. Jesus Christ. I mean, he's thinking he's seeing a dead body right now. Yeah, she has no arms or legs. In the scene in Bakemonogatari, she's like leaning up against a wall or something. This is definitely a different take on that, because she's just lying on the floor here. Art hereby permitted to help me. First time we've ever heard her speak. Obviously, she's not referred to as Shinobu here. I'm going to continue to call her as such, but this is Shinobu. First time we've ever heard her talk, because she does not talk in that child form. I question if she's even capable of doing so. Probably, but maybe, or maybe not. Maybe she needs more power to do so or something. Yep, that poor man means nothing right now. And he's like being dragged to her. What the fuck? What the fuck? Oh my god! How Araragi doesn't have a drip of blood on him yet is beyond me. All this blood everywhere, and there is not a drip on him. He was literally just crawling through the blood. It's not even on his pants, like on his knees or anything. He's gonna call an ambulance. Oh my god, the hand fucking shaking. Just let me suck your blood. Oh my god, the literally severed arms. Oh my god, Rogue. Literally thinking about, oh, it's this thing, they keep showing it. What does that mean? TTT 222 TTT, and then it's dot 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 line 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 dot dot dot. Yep, and you have happened to run into that exact description. Kiss shot Acerola Orion heart under blade. I remember this! Oh my god! They made a fucking reference to this in like the first or second episode of Bakemonogatari, and I was like, what the fuck are they talking about? And I looked it up, and it was literally her! Okay, I remember that now. So that is her actual name, but we just call her Shinobu. Much easier to say. Ooh. I love how the line literally, like, with Eye So Cold they send chills down your spine, and when he made eye contact with her, he he was already freaking the fuck out, because this scene is insane, you know, the blood and everything. He's like hyperventilating, freaking out, adrenaline on high. I mean, as you would be seeing a body without fucking arms and legs talking to you, like, what are you supposed to do in that situation? And he's just like freaking out, trying to call the ambulance and everything. Oh boy. So this is what starts it all. I was right on the money. He gives her his blood, and because he does that and saves her life, she turns him into a vampire. She doesn't have to do that. They don't have to. She could have just drained his energy, drained his blood, revived herself with her regenerative powers, and went on about her day. But because he chose to save her, she turned him into a vampire. Very interesting. And like, as we saw, the whole thing with Shinobu, and the reason she disappeared in the first place during the Tsubasa Cat arc, was because Araragi was helping all these other people and never ever relying on her to help, when he is literally supposed to be her follower. And when he called out for her help, what do you know? The first thing she did, she jumped out and helped him. So, man, you can already pick out so many parts of how their dynamic might begin to be established from what you see of it in Bakemonogatari. Because he continues to let her suck his blood, as they implied fairly frequently, which keeps his regenerative powers going, but he doesn't let her suck enough blood to return him into a fully fledged vampire. The iron-blooded, hot-blooded, cold-blooded vampire. Jesus Christ, the subway running through. I guess they're not stopping at this station. Oh, oh my god. See, like I said, look at when the lights pass by him, how it like outlines it. It's so pretty. Nor transform. Worthless human. That's a crazy thing to say to someone who could possibly save your life. Worthless human. Yeah, this really feels like just the beginning to these movies, because we're almost 30 minutes in and not much has happened yet. We're just now getting to, you know, him becoming a vampire. So I'm very curious what the last two movies are probably going to be a lot more action-packed and everything like that. Like I said, this is the worst rated of the bunch. Can't you just get a transfusion? Thine body's worth? It's like he realized what he was saying there. You have to die, effectively, is what she's saying. Whoa. Or has he clocked the absurdity of this situation all of a sudden? It's all come reeling in all at once. Whoa. I can run away. Can thou imagine a greater honor at once, thou languid oof. Jesus Christ. And, this is so intense. Oh my god, I love the way they do it. They show the scene of like ARARAGI running away, like him thinking of his options of what he can possibly do. But she's like so commanding, it's terrifying. I can escape. Oh my god, run away. Only by doing so can I deny this reality. Damn, she sounds actually desperate there. How did he, then again, the way Oshino described vampires, they're like one of the most powerful oddities ever. How did she get in this state? What did this to her? Is there like vampire hunters or something that exist? I mean, you were talking some mad shit. You're saying you need his entire body. You're saying worthless human and all the above. If you want to get somebody to do something for you, you should maybe be a little more humble and, you know, a little more nice about it. You literally made it seem like he has to give up his life. What the fuck? Oh my... And now she's begging and crying and wailing and slapping blood up. This is crazy. Holy fuck. Oh my... This is fucking insane. Oh my god. Oh, the fucking no. Oh my god, the arm like oh my god, this is I can't. These don't feel like crocodile tears. These feel like genuine I don't want to die tears, but I don't know. Could you be just trying to like entice him to not run away? Whoa, what the fuck? Okay, he definitely ran away after that. Oh my god. It's like fucking... Oh, okay, I thought he was gonna offer her blood and that's where their like relationship and bond was gonna start or something, but no, he runs away. At least for the time being. It might change here in a second, but from what we're seeing here, he's running away. The baby crying, so interesting. It's like her pleading and crying and whining and throwing a tantrum is like a baby's tantrum. So interesting. And now she's bleeding from her eyes. I do not blame you for running out of that. Yeah, I would have ran forever ago. Oh! This is fucking insane. Oh my god. I'm like so uncomfortable. It's crazy. Holy shit. Which is obviously the point. Oh my god, this is so well done. So unnerving, unsettling, all the above. The crying still like ringing out like it's like a baby crying out. What the fuck? But here he is contemplating. Here he is contemplating. I'm curious if what she meant is that he won't, what were the exact words she used? My body's worth. I guess it's phrased as my body's worth. I was thinking maybe she had meant it as like, not necessarily your body's worth, but you were giving up like your human body essentially, and you're becoming a vampire. I thought that's maybe what she had meant. But ARARAGI being ARARAGI. Yeah. The first example of his very altruistic side coming out. He is who he is. He can't help the fact that he just wants to save and help everybody. You still hear the baby like wailing and crying because that's how it effectively sounds. Of course I know that. And he's gonna go back anyway, isn't he? Yep, he's making his way back. I mean, he effectively thinks he's gonna die from this. I don't think I could think of a stronger representation of character for ARARAGI coming back here willing to give up his own life for what is a supposed monster. And he's back. Whoa. Yeah, those were definitely not crocodile tears. She was genuinely terrified of death.
なんでどうしてこんなことになったんだ
Yeah, you're gonna rest yourself in her boobs. I mean, he literally thinks he's about to die, yeah. So I'll be a better person in my next life.
嫌なことは全部そんな人間に
What an interesting line. I'll be wiser, able to blame my misfortune on others. Oh, I get what it means. Took me a second. I register what he means. Because in this situation, he has no one to blame but himself for his own death, for his own misfortune, because he came back to give her his blood. He did that. Only him. He's saying in his next life, if he was to die or something was to happen to him, it will not be his own fault. He will be wiser so that it will not be his own fault if something happens to him. That's what he means.
僕がお前を助けてやる僕の血を吸え全部やる
Sorry, crazy line. Has anyone ever shown a vampire this much kindness before? Like now it's turned like all oh, I'm sorry. Why are they bouncing? It's probably not supposed to be funny. Maybe it is. I don't know. They're bouncing really high on concrete. Anyway, this once again an absolutely gorgeous OST. Ouch. I mean, goddamn, ARARAGI literally thinks he's gonna die here. I wonder if that's why he's approaches things so differently in, like, you know, his innate nature is to help people. That's how he is. That is just how he's hardwired and coded as a person. He wants to help everyone he can, but also, you know, how he becomes friends with people and interacts with people and does things here and there and all the above might be as a result of the fact that he thought he was gonna die here. He might approach life differently after coming out the other end of expected death. God damn, that was a crazy whole thing there, from him finding her to giving his blood. Jesus Christ. But you didn't die, ARARAGI. Whoa. 157,365, 35, 15. Obviously we're counting seconds there, but that's a long time. You're alive. Brother for sure thought he was gonna die. Are his senses like super heightened? Because we know as a vampire your senses are very heightened. Oh! Wait, so she became little already? Wait. Now I want to go back to the beginning of Bakemonogatari. I swear we saw like an adult shinobu fighting or something like that. Am I just supposed to disregard that beginning bit? Because now she's this small child? She's already in shinobu form here. We didn't get to see any of her in her adult form before that. But I swear, I don't want to go back to it at this point because I would be spoiling what might happen in the movies for no reason. I'm just going to watch the movies and let it play out. But if I'm remembering correctly, I swear we saw scenes of adult shinobu fighting. Maybe if she gets enough blood, she can change back and forth between her adult and child form. I have no idea. Really interesting. I did not think we'd see the child form so soon. Because like I said, like I just explained, I could have sworn I remembered seeing the adult version of Shinobu fighting. That would be the woman you just saved with your blood. You are alive. Where are we right now? She's also speaking, which Shinobu never does. Does maybe something happen by the end of these movies where Shinobu becomes like unable to speak or unwilling to speak or something like that? Because she never talks in Bakemonogatari once the entire time, but she's already speaking here, and this is her, right? I have so many questions now. What? 4.6 billion years is insane. Yeah, where the hell are we? March 28th. Damn, so he was here for 2 days. His family's probably worried sick about him. You better check that phone. They've probably been calling you like crazy. 2 days is insane. Is this the scene where we pick up from the beginning where he goes out to the surface and burns? Holy shit, that might be where we pick up at the beginning of this movie. So, he wasn't... Well, maybe not, I don't know. Oh my god, yep. Wow, that was a really hard cut there! Jesus Christ! Also looks stylistically completely different from how it did at the beginning of the movie. Oh. Yep, here she comes. Isn't she gonna burn too? What the hell? So she comes in to save him after that cut we saw at the beginning. Whoa! Holy shit, that looked crazy. So, did she drag him somewhere else? I guess maybe that building they're in is just part of the subway or something that he woke up in and went to the roof of. Jesus! Oh my god! Well, there goes all those rafters. Just trying to get him some shade. Jesus Christ! Oh my god, she's also burning really badly. So yeah, she does also burn after she dove out there. Yeah, obviously he didn't know he'd become a vampire too. He thought he was gonna die. There you go, toss him into some shade here. Oh my god. You are alive, my friend, yes. He doesn't know he's a vampire. You explained nothing to him. You sucked his blood. He thought he was under the impression he was gonna die. He wakes up and then you're like, I'm gonna sleep for 4.6 billion years. And then he's just like, all right, well, I don't know what to do, so I'm just gonna go to the roof or something. The average vampire would have evaporated instantly, but Araragi didn't because he's one of her followers. Interesting. So Araragi in like full vampire form is much stronger than the average vampire then. Maybe not much stronger, but he's stronger than the average vampire. That's interesting. You are a vampire. Now that thou art immortal. Or wait, since other vampires would evaporate immediately, but he had his blood sucked by her, and she's supposedly like this insanely powerful vampire, does he also immortal? Like she is? But no, I guess immortal doesn't mean invulnerable. You can still, but I guess it depends on what your definition of immortal is, because Shinobu was about to die. She's immortal and she was about to die, but that's because she's not invulnerable. She can still lose a bunch of blood and die like that. Immortal just means you won't die from like old age. You'll live forever until something kills you, right? I guess it really depends on what we're taking as the definition of immortal here. Hold on. Living forever, not subject to death. It says immortal means living forever, not subject to death. Living forever, never dying or decaying. So that does not account for like, you know, physical harm or things like that. It just means your body will not decay and you can't die from like aging. You're not invulnerable, you are immortal. There is a difference. Patting his head, patting his little cowlick down. Yeah, she does talk like her, but she's a little higher pitch tone now. Yeah, you are a vampire. Yep, but that's her. She just shrank quite a bit. Yeah, why she looks so proud of herself. She looks so proud of herself, arms crossed and everything. I really am curious. I know we're probably going to find out by the end of the 3 movies, so I need to stop fucking talking about it. But I'm really curious what leads us to the Shinobu, the very like not talkative, constantly angry looking Shinobu that we have in Bakemonogatari compared to how talkative she is here. 400 years passed. Thou art my second. Yeah, they referred to it as follower, which might just be a different translation. Minion is also a way that it could be put, I would assume. It's just a different translation, follower, minion. It means the same thing. Yeah, you don't know his name. No matter. Oh god, she's literally effectively saying like you can never go back to your old life, which this is going to lead him to meeting Oshino because he wants to, you know, turn back into a regular human, obviously. Now she calls him servant. This feels like the intro to Call of the Night. Weirdly, somehow very similar that the director of Call of the Night worked on that, and also, you know, Araragi being a vampire here in this show, both vampire shows. That is the Shinobu face I'm used to.
ここはどこなんだ?
There's that word rogue again. Yup. Does she know Oshino already? I believe this was once a cram school. This is where Oshino literally is at. That's where the fuck. Oh my god. Oh my god, I'm such a dummy. I'm such a dummy. The tree. This is literally the tree that is in the cram school that Oshino is in throughout all of Bakemonogatari. There is a tree in the school. There is all of these fucking rafters outside. How did I not put two and two together? I guess it just stylistically it looks significantly different from how they portray it in Bakemonogatari with this like shot of the building. Oh my god, I'm such a dumbass. I'm such a dumbass. It's literally the building that Oshino resides in throughout Bakemonogatari, and we go to countless times. That's why I kept focusing on the fucking tree in the beginning, because you're supposed to make the connection. Hey, this is the building that is present in most of Bakemonogatari, and I would assume present in things like Nisei Monogatari and other things that released before this. Obviously, I'm watching in, you know, the order that people suggested with the image that I showed, but this did come out after like Nisei Monogatari and things like that. It is quite the convenient hiding place.
じゃあキスショット。
待てい。わしのことはハートアンダーブレードと呼べと言ったじゃろ。
It's hard to take this child seriously.
らしいだろうな。
She's also very funny personality-wise. Not what I expected. I thought she'd be, after we first saw her, I thought she'd be much more serious and things like that. You know, and Araragi first ran into her and she was like, you know, saying like, worthless human, like, come to, I thought she was gonna be much more like stuck up and things like that, but she's very goofy and I like it.
そう呼んじゃいけないのか?
いや。
Okay.
断る理由もないわ。
Well, that worked.
それで
Oh, now we're here.
僕は吸血
Just kicking the feet. Obviously, in her adult form, the feet would probably actually touch the floor, but now they don't. Yeah, this is kind of a crazy situation.
光栄に思え。
Consider it an honor. I mean, she did say this is her second one she's ever made, and the first one she's made in 400 years.
どうしてお前そんな子供みたいな体つきになってんだ? 大人っぽくて
Ow. Yeah, he didn't mean he meant your body changed into that of a child. Grown up plus your limbs were severed. Yeah, she'd clearly been attacked by something. It was still insufficient. Okay, so it was enough to revive her, but she had to take this form on. I am barely immortal. My vampiric powers are greatly limited. Okay, so she's in a much significantly weakened state. Are they using immortal as... I don't know. Maybe it's just something kind of lost in translation as to what they're saying. Like, what exactly classifies immortal? Because the only reason that the word immortal works is if they basically don't age and don't decay from that kind of thing, but they can still die from attacks and things like that. But now she's saying she's not even immortal. Jesus.
手足もこの通り。形だけでも再生できたしな。
At least in shape. What on earth?
とはいえ、そうは言っても上下関係はきっちりしておくぞ、重木。になっておっても、わしは500年から
500 years.
吸血鬼としては生まれたてのウヌが。
Okay, it's really, like I said, it's really hard to take this child seriously. Look at how much shorter she is than him.
本当に分かっておるのか?
わかるけど。
ならば服従の証として、わしの頭を撫でてみよう。
Are we sure her turning into this child didn't also kind of mentally turn her into a child? I know they already kind of had the thing like where she was like crying out and like throwing a tantrum and they had the baby like cry playing out. So maybe for like a vampire, she's pretty young or something like that. And so she kind of has this almost like childlike mentality. What is that noise? What on earth? I guess she likes a good head pat. Okay, this is very interesting. For how intense some parts of this movie has been, the other parts have been very fun and chill. Another one of these scenes where it pulls back and they're just like slow-mo walking as they talk.
吸い尽くされ
Yeah. Why'd you turn him into a vampire instead of taking all his blood and killing him?
吸血鬼に血を吸われれば例外なく誰もが吸血鬼
That's not what we were told during Bakemonogatari.
それだけのことじゃ
That's a lie. She's lying.
なのか
She's lying. That's a lie. That is not what we were told in Bakemonogatari. That is a lie. She is saying that because she's too embarrassed to admit that she liked him coming back to save her, and so she made him one of her followers. She's too embarrassed to say that. She's lying. That is a lie. Unless what we heard in Bakemonogatari is incorrect. What she is saying here is a lie and untrue.
やってもらわねばならんことがあるからじゃ一人の血では
What, you want him to find more people to get you blood? Or just get her more blood in general? Okay.
僕に何を僕は人間に戻れるのか
Damn. Immediately asking if he could become human again.
やはりそうじゃろうな
I knew that question would come. She's just waiting
どう
for
なん
it.
だよ僕は
戻れるよ保証するよわしの名にかけての
I swear upon my name. Oh, what a pretty... Oh my god, what a pretty scene. So is he gonna do some missions for her? The names of the 3 who robbed Kishshot of her body parts. This is a hard word to pronounce. Dramaturgy? Whatever. Ugh. Episode... Guillotine Cutter. So is she... yep, Vampire Slayer. I literally called it. Is there vampire slayers in this universe? Yes, there is. So effectively, he's probably gonna, like, do this for her and find them. And then maybe she'll show him to Oshino or tell him how to become human again or something like that.
そいつらに退治されたってことか
たわけたことを抜かすなまだされてはおらん
Yeah, they almost did. Holy shit! Another background. Another background frame for your computer. There you go. Slap it on your screen.
回復力もほとんど残っておらんし
So any damage she takes could be fatal. If you couldn't beat them, how is he supposed
取り
to?
戻してきてくれればよいのじゃ
Yeah, you do make it sound so easy.
わしはフルパワーの状態に戻らねばならんのじゃ
Okay. Where is ARARAGI? This place looks fucking crazy. It's like some industrial work field or something like that. So what did they want your limbs for? Well, why did they take your limbs but not kill you?
戦うとか普通に無理だぜ僕が退治されちゃうんじゃないのか
人間であった頃の話じゃろうが今のウヌは我が眷属じゃ 最低レベルにまで弱体化している今現在なら吸血鬼としては最高ランクのこの
Easily kill even me.
つまりお前は吸血鬼として
No, she's saying because she's currently weakened. Balderdash. No, she said you could kill her now, you goober, because she's significantly weakened. Train coming through. Yeah, but if they could, and they beat you, how the hell am I supposed to win?
手足を奪ったんだろ
3人がかりじゃったから不覚を取っただけじゃ侮っておった
Oh, me and I like you said the same thing.
一人ずつを相手にする限りにおいて
Fights them.
その3人はウヌの敵ではないわ
They don't stand a
はっきり言って
chance.
楽な仕事じゃ
So he has to go fight them one by one. But obviously, ARARAGI probably don't want to kill anybody, so he's gonna have to take the limbs without killing them. Is this maybe where the first one is located? Holy fuck! Whoa! Oh my god, that is an intimidating looking dude. Oh my god. Seems like we might get a lot of action in these movies. Bakemonogatari had like maybe 2 scenes of action or 3 throughout the entire thing. But these movies seems like they might be a lot more action oriented. How much time do we have left? We only got 17 minutes left in this first movie here. But I was gonna say something else. We might see that scene where there's one scene I very particularly remember in that first like minute and a half of Bakemonogatari episode 1. There's a scene of like ARARAGI and there's like 2 people like holding crosses or something like that on like a crossroad that he's like looking at or something like that. I wonder if we'll confront that scene or something here. That might be the next movie though. Jesus Christ! Regenerative powers or not, getting injured will still hurt like hell. Oh no. Uh-oh. Ah, it's this guy! Okay, so it was just one dude holding a cross. Oh god, he was supposed to pick them up one by one, but now there's multiple of them here. Why does he look like Shinobu? He's got like the blonde hair and the yellow eyes. Why does he kind of look like her? Abort, abort. You got... Oh no. He was supposed to confront them one by one, and he's ran into all three at the same fucking time. Are you kidding me? Oh, Jesus Christ. Guillotine Cutter. Are these all their names? We got Guillotine Cutter, we got Episode, and we've got, Dramaturgy. I can't say that word. I don't know if that's how you're supposed to pronounce that or not. I can't say that word very well. Oh my god, they've all fucking closed in on him. Or was this part of their plan? Maybe not. Hello, Oshino! This is how he was. Oshino originally a vampire hunter? I mean, he's got the earring on, but no, but Shinobu talked about them as a group of three. He does have a cross on his earring though, and all of them have crosses somewhere. Episode has the big, you know, cross weapon. The other one has a cross somewhere else. I forgot. The dramaturgy guy. And then the last dude has a cross, where does the last dude have a cross at? Yeah, he's got a cross on his chest there. Where does the first dude have a cross? Oh, I actually don't think he does. I don't see one anywhere, at least. Anyway, hello, Oshino. What is he doing here? What the fuck? What a cool shot of Oshino. Do they not speak? Are these not humans either? Are these expert vampire hunters also not human? They're speaking something. I don't know what. It sounds like just garbled Japanese, but maybe it's supposed to be that they're speaking a different language. What the fuck? Yo! Yo! Oshino looking dope as fuck! What the hell? I don't have a damn clue what any of them are saying. Maybe it's like a language of vampires. They think ARARAGI is now like a human or something and doesn't know like Japanese or something like that. Maybe they are human, but they're speaking like a vampire language or something. Maybe, I don't know. Thinking that ARARAGI speaks the vampire language. Koyomi Vamp. Yeah, you aren't exactly a human anymore. Oh god. Now he's really coming to terms with the fact that he's not human right now. Ooh, the fangs. Here comes Oshino. We're gonna see Oshino fucking fight? He's been very just like in the background, just like helping, you know, with the oddities that we were dealing with and things like that. We've never seen him fight before. And they got him running looking dope as hell. He's aura farming for no goddamn reason. Clearly very physically capable. Oh, Jesus. Shinobu literally did say she underestimated their teamwork, and it seems like we might have done that again, because she was hoping to pick them off one by one, and that has not worked. They're all three here. Oh my god! They're all closing it at once. I mean, obviously Oshino's gonna save him. Hey! He just blocked all three of their weapons? This is crazy! I feel like he says that to ARARAGI as well. He says that exact line to ARARAGI in Bakemonogatari. You're also energetic. Did something good happen? They keep showing this noir. What? Noir is a genre of crime film or fiction characterized by cynicism, fatalism, and moral ambiguity. Interesting. Okay, I'm glad I looked that up because they've been showing that throughout this entire movie. Did they all back up or did they all disappear? What the fuck? Now we're going through the sewers or something. So he blocked them and they all immediately dipped. Here's this thing again, his thing of telling everybody they saved themselves. Something good happened, yep. What a shot.
荒木君帰ろうって
Oshino hasn't even introduced himself yet.
ちょっと待てよなんでそんなこと知ってんだそりゃ知ってるよ
I'm the one who led her there after all.
義を見てせざるは言うなきなりってね
Wait, what?
ハートアンダーブレードが
She's just chilling in the classroom here, kicking her feet, starting to drag her body around. Interesting. So they know each other. I'd kind of theorized that before, which is why we ended up here at this building in the first place. So no, this building is not connected to the subway at all. Araragi got dragged from the subway all the way here. Interesting.
お前は何者なんだ
Some old man who's passing by.
安心しなよ僕は吸血鬼退治の専門家
Where the hell are we? We're in like some water treatment area or like hydro dam or something?
僕の専門はもっと広い
His brother more. Yeah, he deals with oddities at large.
自己紹介は後でさせてもらうよ
Oh, give him a hug.
後ろのやつは見覚えがあるな
Seems familiar. Damn, she didn't even remember him. That's awesome that she ran up to him and gave him a hug. I know she was worried if he'd even come back.
ひどいねその程度の認識
それで守備はどうじゃった
I almost got massacred by them. If Oshino didn't show up, Araragi would be dead 10,000 times over.
参ったのまだつるんでおるのか
Yeah?
お前のフルパワーモードでも
I love this scene. Oh my god. Sorry. Another scene I gotta comment on. It's so pretty. Oshino just kicked up at the very back of this, like, they obviously a cram school. It looks like a college room, honestly. A college classroom. But he's kicked up at the back of it and they're up at the front talking.
僕があの3人に勝てるわけがないだろう
Especially if they're working together. They seem to only be together. Also, what fucking language were they speaking? Can we address that? They weren't speaking Japanese? It didn't even sound like a language from this world.
ここだっていつ突き止められるかそれについては問題ないよこっそりと結界を張っておいて
Oh, dope. But why? Why are you helping us, Oshino? Why are you stopping them from taking out a vampire, which is an oddity that would, in theory, bother you? His entire thing, Oshino, has been containing oddities and things like that. Why would he want to keep her around? Maybe he keeps her around because he wants to help Araragi turn back into a human or something, and he needs her to be alive to do that? I don't know.
どうしてキスショットを僕らを助ける敵じゃないことは分かってきたけれど僕にはお前がひどいことを言うなったくバランスをとっているんだよ言うならこちらとあちらの橋渡し
To bridge this side and that side. Okay, maybe I was mistaken on what his true purpose is. I thought he was trying to keep oddities out of the human world, but maybe he's, like he just stated, maintaining balance, whatever that means exactly.
自己紹介しろよ後でするって言ったろ
3, 2, okay.
星野めめ
Yep.
住所不定の自由人さ
As an authority on yokai.
妖怪退治ってのは
I see. This helicopter shot again with this OST playing.
得意じゃないってもう少しありていに言うと
I'm not a fan of it.
専門じゃないのかよ専門はだからバランスを取ること中立の立ち位置で
Yeah, he tries to work things out between the oddity side of things and the human side of things. Okay, interesting.
中立の立ち位置でネゴシエーションすること
Yeah, I commented on Oshino's cross on his ear. He's also got a big dangling cross necklace.
交渉こちらとあちらの
Yeah, Araragi doesn't know shit about oddities at the moment. He only knows that vampires exist. So he doesn't know all this other shit exists out there as well. Yeah.
あちらとはどこだあちらは
It's
化け物
that side monsters. At the moment, which side am I
化け
on?
物いいね僕は怪異と呼んでいるが
Call them oddities.
怪異殺しと呼ばれている
That girl's hailed as the oddity slayer. What?
珍しいタイプ
Oh, I mean, we saw her do that with Black Hanakawa, but I thought that was just a natural vampire thing. But she is a special vampire that can do that. That is really interesting. So her whole purpose would be very in tune with what Oshino does, and that is maintaining balance. Well, of course Oshino would want to save her and work with her. She does the same kind of thing that he does.
有名な子なんだ
That's why she's famous.
さっきの君たちの話し合いを 結構大変な事態になってる。
Yeah.
ややこしいことが起こるとはね。
ややこしくなどない。至極簡単じゃ。
Yeah, exactly.
そうなん。僕ら人間としては困ったもんだよ。
For us humans, he says while looking at Araragi. I like that, for us humans.
僕は気に入ったよ。ハートアンダーブレード。眷属とした荒木君をちゃんと人間に戻してあげようという君の。
Yeah, she said it was possible. I don't think she exactly promised to do it, but she said it's possible. And, you know, given that she seems to be kind of a tsundere, I feel like she would do something to help her minion because she cares about him. This OST, man, I love it.
僕が間に立ってあげてもいいよ。間に立つって助けてくれるってことか。力を貸すだけ。
Just lend a hand. You'll help yourself. Is that that I was gonna finish this with? You'll help yourself. After all, the balance feels kind of off at the moment. Okay. It's a beautiful shot. This panning shot up with the sun rays coming in. I can't praise the animation and how gorgeous this movie looks enough. Damn, only 7.5 minutes left. Holy fuck, I've also been recording for 2 hours. Pains me to watch you get bullied. Yeah, this is where Araragi gets in his debt, which he's trying to work off. Jesus! Which he's trying to work off, you know, in Bakemonogatari. Ever bothered to pay up?
具体的なプランを聞こうかの。
Oh, no, Shino's moved up. We're all in a little circle here.
僕にできることは誠意を込めてね。
And
お願いできないの
sincerely.
なら危険思想に手を出すしかないけれど、言葉が通じるのなら。
Interesting.
まずはあの3人をバラ
Yes, clearly.
問題ない。
As Shinobu said.
ハートアンダーブレード。それを実現させようじゃないか。
Also, to be fair, I think I've mentioned it a couple times in this movie, like what's gonna happen to Shinobu, and obviously because why is she so different in Bakemonogatari than she is now? But they literally don't. They call, like, Oshino's calling her like hard underblade and things like that here, but they call her something entirely different. Shinobu Meme. Something happens at the end of these movies that completely wipes her personality, literally wipes her name. I think Oshino even refers to her as like a husk of a great vampire. So something is going to happen by the end of these movies that is going to like completely I don't know, but seemingly irreversibly change her into how she is in Bakemonogatari, where she doesn't speak, she doesn't go by her vampire name she has here, she's very deadpan all the time, things like that.
あの3人とどうやって交渉するのじゃ。
Yeah, trade secret.
フィールドは
Okay. Are they just keeping her limbs on ice? What exactly does keeping her limbs do for them? What do they gain from that?
無事に両腕両足を取り戻せば、ハートアンダーブレードは。
So maybe what's gonna happen here is the scenes that we see Shinobu fighting in that little 1 minute 30-second cut from the beginning of Bakemonogatari episode 1 is Araragi's going to get her limbs back. She's going to turn back into her adult form, and then we're gonna fight. Some scuffle's gonna happen or something, and she is effectively going to be rendered the husk that she is, as they refer to her in Bakemonogatari. Something's gonna happen there by the end of these movies.
荒木君は無事に人間に戻れるというわけだ。
I really don't think she wants to turn him back into human again, but
わしは人間の貨幣は用意している程度のもの
it's
だ
a lot. Let's look that up exactly. Exactly how much is 2 million yen? That is about $13,000. And Oshino said that is the cheapest he can charge.
心配するな。この小僧のスキルは本物じゃ。
I know that much is true. Alright.
ある時払いの催促なし。ついでに
Yeah, he just pays whenever he's able, and Oshino said he's not gonna bother him about it.
僕が背負うよ。じゃあ、決まり。毎度あり。
Okay. Is the movie gonna end there? Yep. Okay. Fuck, that was so good. Fuck, that was so goddamn good. I literally could not be more excited for the next 2 movies. I hope you guys are ready to watch those with me. We'll roll through the credits here and listen to this, and then I'll have my finishing thoughts, and then that'll be it for this. Woo! So good. We got an end credit scene. There is a good bit left here. Oh, nope, we roll right into more credits. I'm gonna skip through a bit here. Kiss shot, Acerola, Orion, heart under blade. Okay, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, and a vampire for a vampire. No. Ooh, we're actually hearing them speak. A Herculean man over 2 meters tall, dual wields large wavy blades in each hand, large blades which resemble flamberges, very well built with huge muscles, wears a headband to roll up his unkempt hair. The vampire hunter who took Kishot's right arm omitted. It was March 31st, the last day of March. Fratricidal vampire. What the fuck does fratricidal mean? Relating to or denoting conflict within a single family or organization. Uh-oh, conflict within a single family. I would assume that might involve, you know, family as in like a vampire family, because it says fratricidal vampire. Oh boy, hilarious. An evil-eyed man in a white uniform carries a giant cross 3 times his size and more than 3 times his weight on his shoulder with one hand. He's a vampire hunter, a hitman who hunts vampires to claim their bounties, and that's not all. Half vampire. He's a half vampire. Fuck, that might be a spoiler. I don't know if like we're gonna find that out next movie, but I told you he looked like Shinobu. He looks like her. Guillotine cutter. How unsightly. A priestly man with hedgehog-like hair. His slit eyes make a frightening first impression. Human. A human who denies the existence of oddities. A human who erases the existence of oddities. He denies them because he erases their existence. That was Hanekawa! Forget about me. Oh, yep, she's getting involved next movie. I got fucking chills. She's strong too. She's a nice girl, but that's not all. For me, it was the first time. And there's no point in being human. Finally, I feel like I met Hanekawa for real. I wonder if this is kind of like a preview for the next movie, essentially. Oh! See, this is good. This is a preview I may be semi-okay with watching, because I don't think I plan on watching the next movie today anyway. This is good. No visuals or anything, just some very vague and ominous text and things like that. I'm excited. Without overlooking one another, we met face to face. Yeah, it does say preview right there. Give up on being human. Yeah, it does say in theaters nationwide summer 2016. So yeah, these were very much in theaters. Woo, dude, the next movie's gonna be so fucking good. I'm so ready. I'm so ready. Oh wow. So iron-blooded arc Tekketsu-Hen, it means hot-blooded. And then this movie is Tekketsu-Hen, or I think it's just Tekketsu, one of the two. And that means iron-blooded. So we're going down those 3 different things that Shinobu says. Hold on, they showed up here at some point. Yeah, iron-blooded, hot-blooded, and then the final one is gonna be cold-blooded. So damn good. Fuck. Oh my god. Oh man. I literally could not be more excited for the next movie. You guys have no fucking idea. I am so excited. This was so fucking good. It definitely felt like an introduction, obviously, because this is, technically speaking, the beginning of the series. And we've met Shinobu. We've established where the plot is going in the next 2 movies. Oh, I'm so fucking ready. I am so fucking ready. I don't think I'm gonna be watching the next one today. I will honestly, I might watch the next 2 tomorrow. It's currently December 23rd, so I might try, because I won't be able to record anything on Christmas Day, so I might be recording both movies tomorrow if push comes to shove. We shall see, though. Anyway, this was absolutely phenomenal. Stylistically, it's one of the most gorgeous pieces of anime media I've ever watched. Oh my god, the shots are so pretty, and so many of them are like just flat out background worthy and all the above. The OSTs, there were some noticeably really incredible OSTs. The plot here, I already like ARARAGI and Shinobu's dynamic, though it seems like something bad might happen to her at the end of this that turns her into what she is by the time Bakemonogatari rolls around. We've now met Oshino, obviously met Hanekawa. The conversations with her were very funny. The whole scene was absolutely gorgeous. And yeah, Hanekawa is very obviously going to get involved here as we go into the next movie. But yeah, I could not be more pumped to hop into it. Yeah, I'm trying to think if I have any more praises for this, but I don't know if I do. The shit was just absolutely phenomenal. It was so good. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe the thing I brought up earlier about Shinobu talking about how vampires every time turn whoever they suck the blood into a vampire. I don't know if that's true, because the way they said it in Bakemonogatari, they framed it as if that's not the case, but it might also just be a specific thing for Shinobu, because as it was clarified by Oshino, she is a special kind of vampire that can suck the energy from oddities. So maybe there is a difference there in the way that she is different from most vampires, and most vampires, like she said, can only turn humans into vampires when they suck their blood. I don't know if that is the case. That might be, or it could be the other option that I said, and she's lying about that to hide the fact that, you know, she wanted to turn him into one of her kin because he came back to, you know, save her and things like that. I don't quite know, but I'm sure we'll find out here as we continue. But yeah, I think that is gonna wrap it up for reaction to Kizumonogatari Part 1. This would be the Iron-Blooded arc, Tekketsu-Hen. I literally could not be more excited for the next one. This shit was so good. Oh my god, it was so good. Anyway, I think it is gonna wrap it up. I hope you guys did enjoy, and I hope you all have a good day.